Welcome back to Wes Knows. I hope you watched my other videos about the Sun, Mercury and Venus. We're traveling through the solar system to explore a planet each week. And today we're talking about the planet we all know the most about because it's the place we call home. The largest of all the rocky planets, the Earth is the only planet with life. Plants, animals and humans all live in the most habitable planet that we all know about. Actually, astronomers haven't found life on any other planet, yet we have microscopic animals that can't be seen with the human eye. So huge animals like whales, rhinoceros, elephants and giraffes, and everything in between. With all the right ingredients, Earth is the perfect baked cake. And I'll explain why, ... Known as the Goldilocks zone or the habitable zone, Earth is the perfect distance from the Sun to maintain our temperatures to keep our water liquid, which is an essential element of life. This perfect distance from the Sun also gives life from heat and light, creating weather patterns and a process called photosynthesis in plants and gives us oxygen to breathe and food to eat. Earth has what's called a magnetosphere, which is a protective shield from very harmful cosmic radiation and solar winds, which also keeps our atmosphere from being blown away. The elements on Earth are also conducive to life. They are carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. These are all common elements found in space. But the perfect combinations have formed life as we know it on Earth. So you see, we have the perfect ingredients, measured and combined in all the right ways, and we're at just the right temperature so we don't freeze or burn. I'm choosing this green color because Earth is green. Hold on. Because I'm drawing Earth, I would need blue. The Earth's diameter is 12,756 kilometers or 7,921 miles. The average temperature on Earth is 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Earth's average distance from the Sun is 149.6 million kilometers or 92.9 million miles, or 1 astronomical unit. Like I talked about the solar system, I told you that the distance between the Sun and the Earth is 1 astronomical unit. The Earth's rotational period is 23 hours and 56 minutes, or 1 Earth day. The orbital period of the Earth is 365 days and 6 hours. The Earth has one moon. We call it the moon, And if you say the moon, they know which moon you're talking about. I'm actually going to do a whole other episode about the moon. Stay tuned for that one because it's going to be a ripper. Last up is actual tips. The axial tilt of the Earth is 23.4 degrees. What do you think, Rocket Dog? Do you think we should talk about what's inside the Earth? The Earth is made of a solid iron nickel core, surrounded by a molten iron nickel core. It then has a layer of solid rock mantle and an outer layer of rocky mantle, which is made of many different rocks and minerals, and is mostly silicate rock, very similar to the planet Venus. If you haven't watched the video about the Earth's sister planet Venus, you should definitely give it a watch. The outer layer of the lithosphere is fairly thin at approximately 100 kilometers or 62 miles and is categorized forming the land and the ocean. Within this layer, we have large tectonic plates which create boundaries that cover countries and oceans and have been moving for an estimated 3.4 billion years. There are 7 or 8 major plates and several smaller plates, where the plates meet at their boundary or fault lines, and depending on how they are situated and move, these faults create earthquakes, volcanoes, mountains, and oceanic fringes. It's time to talk about the atmosphere. Earth has perfect conditions for life, including an atmosphere that protects us. It makes it possible for us to breathe and is the right pressure and gravitational force so it can walk around and not float away or get crushed like it would on Venus. She's evil. It's made up of about 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen, and it also has tiny amounts of other gases. There's 5 layers within the atmosphere, which filter cosmic radiation and the sun's harmful UV rays. The layer directly around us is called the troposphere, and it extends to about 12 kilometers above the surface. This is where we breathe, and that is where most of the weather happens. Most humans who have flown in an aeroplane, like me, have most likely ventured past the troposphere into the stratosphere, as most aircraft fly at a distance at about 9,000 to 13,000 kilometers above the sea level. This is because in the stratosphere, the air is 1,000 times thinner than at the sea level and has less water particle, which means less turbulence or resistance to the aircraft's propulsion. Obviously, we can absorb so much of our planet because it's under our feet and all around us. So, do we really need spacecrafts to learn about what is already so close? The answer is yes, we do. And I think you might be surprised at how many satellites we have around our Earth to help us gather information. There are many missions currently circling our Earth to monitor the atmosphere, the lands, and the seas. If you're interested in seeing some of these, NASA has a pretty cool app where you can see all the eyes on the Earth. You can track the missions in live time and see what they all measure. Very interesting. The spacecraft I want to focus on today, though, is the largest space station to have ever been built. Can you guess what it is? It's the International Space Station, or the ISS. You were wrong if you guessed the Death Star. The ISS was a collaboration of 15 countries, including 5 national space agencies. Its purpose and mission is to run space environment and microgravity experiments, helping us understand physics, engineering, and weather in space. It resides in low Earth orbit, which is generally no further than 2,000 kilometers from sea level. Actually, the only human space missions to ever venture past low Earth orbit have been the Apollo lunar missions. Right now, in January 2024, the ISS has been in orbit just over 25 years, as the first part of the space station was launched on 20th of November 1998. At its longest is 109 meters and 73 meters wide, which is roughly the size of a football field. It was assembled in several parts. The construction is ongoing as more modules with different features and equipment are continuously being added. There are currently more components under construction, which are set to launch in 2026, and several more proposed components may be added in the future. It was ready for humans to board roughly 2 years later, and in November 2000, a crew of 3 people boarded the ISS, and their mission lasted 136 days. Since that day, there has been crews aboard the ISS, making that day in November the last day that all humans were on Earth were ever on Earth together. The ISS can accommodate for crew up to 7 people, but on average they're around 5. It travels at a speed of 27,600 kilometers an hour, which means it does a complete orbit of the Earth every 92.9 minutes. There are lots of ways to track the ISS, including websites and apps where you can see live feeds around the craft and also track when it's flying right over your head. Because it orbits the Earth so fast, it is likely that you'll be able to head outside and see it pass over in the next few days, week, or month. Wow, what a big episode it has been! I hope you learned something new about our home planet Earth. Make sure you like, share this with your family and friends, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Hold on, not a ripper. The moon is a ripper.
Yes.
Resolution. I need to do a poo. I'm done.